IVAs can be a great solution to overcoming your debt, but what's not a good idea is hiding any excess money from your IVA and trying to save it. Today I'll cover the legal repercussions of hiding money if you're in an IVA. But first, we've got to quickly highlight what an IVA actually is. Basically, when you enter into an individual voluntary arrangement or IVA, you agree to pay any money in your bank account in excess of your living costs to the insolvency practitioner at the end of every month. The insolvency practitioner will divide this amount between each of the people that you owe. These payments usually continue for 5 years, and at the end of the 5 years, any remaining debt in your name is written off and the agreement ends. During the 5 years of your IVA, an insolvency practitioner will keep a close eye on your finances to give you debt advice and to plan how your creditors should be paid back. This means you should not hide money from your IVA or your assets, as the likelihood of getting caught is very high, and you'll probably end up going bankrupt and losing the finances you were trying to hide in the first place. So what happens if you do end up hiding money from your IVA? Well, individual voluntary arrangements are governed by the court, so you're required by law to notify your practitioner of any income that comes your way. If you don't, you could go to jail and risk losing your assets. And if your agreement fails, you could be forced into bankruptcy and end up losing all of your money and assets. One of the biggest pros of an IVA is that it protects your home from being seized to pay your debt. If you're caught hiding money, that agreement is thrown out and your home will be at risk. Can you be taken to court for hiding money from your IVA? Yes, it's fraud to hide any money from the court, and you'll be taken to court over the dispute. This could mean hiring a third party to deal with the situation and extra costs in legal fees. It's very, very likely that your IVA would fail as a result. So what exactly is a failure of an IVA? A failure of your IVA is when you are unable or unwilling to keep up with the terms that you signed up to at the start. If you can no longer make the minimum payments agreed with your lenders and they won't accept any lower payments, your creditors can take action against you for those debts. On top of that, you'll still have to pay your practitioner their fees for the services that they performed so far. There's usually a windfall clause in your IVA as well. A windfall is an unexpected inflow of extra cash that you gain, like winning the lottery or inheriting something during your IVA. You should report any windfall cash to your practitioner as soon as possible so that they can handle your finances accordingly. If the windfall is larger than your remaining debt, you'll have to pay the debt in full plus the fees of your practitioner and the statutory interest on your debt. If it's less than your debt, all of it must go towards paying your remaining debt. However, if the windfall is under £500, it usually does not have to be paid to your IVA. Hiding your assets from an IVA is not a good idea, especially if it's over £500 in value. You risk going bankrupt and losing your money. It's better to just pay the lump sum IVA debt with the extra cash instead of trying to hide it and risking failure. If you're struggling with debt, then an IVA might be right for you, but there are other options available here in the UK. Some are free to use and others include fees, and each will have their own pros and cons. If you want to learn more about the solutions available, then we've created a really great form that you might be interested in checking out. Click the link in the description to get started and answer a few multiple choice questions like the total amount of your debt, how many people you owe, your living situation, and we'll connect you with one of our trusted partners so that you can find out more and start taking steps towards improving your financial situation.